What's up, America? I'm Danny T. Welcome to the show. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to the Orthodox Christians that celebrate on the 7th. Well, just 2 days after New York celebrated the start of the socialist lie they elected, the people of Venezuela celebrated the end of theirs with the mostly peaceful capture of Nicolas Maduro. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, we did do this for oil, but it also helps the Venezuelan people, as seen by the mass groups of cheering for Trump and USA. We are also within our legal right to do this. Maduro is not a president. He's a terrorist and a criminal that refused to leave office regardless of what the citizens wanted. Now, I'll give you that this wasn't approved. It wasn't. Trump didn't ask anyone, but neither was Somalia in 93, Bosnia in 95, Kosovo in 99, Libya in 2011, or ISIS from 2014 on. This also wasn't like Saddam Hussein or bin Laden. You see, we took Maduro alive with as little damage as possible. Now, despite what the news tells you and social media and even your little liberal friends, this wasn't Trump's idea. He wasn't doing this as a fascist or a dictator himself. As we all know, that's media hype and whatever else. But this all did start back in March 9th of 2015, when Obama declared the Maduro regime a threat to national security, and he put a $15 million bounty out on Maduro. At this time, Maduro was only president for 2 years after a man named Hugo Chavez, who was another dictator who refused to leave office. Now, under Chavez, Maduro was National Assembly. He was Minister of Foreign Affairs. He even later became VP under Chavez before his death. He later became president himself in 2013, but even that election was a little questionable, much like the 2024 election he was involved in. Now, in January of 2025, the Biden administration increased the bounty from 15 million to 25 million, and later in August of 2025, the bounty was raised again to 50 million after the United States labeled the Maduro-led Cartel of Sons a global terrorist organization. Now it's an umbrella term. It's when the government partners with crime organizations to make a profit. Now, Maduro used cartels and gangs like the ELN, which is the National Liberation Army of Colombia. They are a far left guerrilla insurgents group, and they're labeled a terrorist organization by the United States, by Colombia itself, the European Union, Canada, and even New Zealand. Now, Maduro also uses a gang formed in a Venezuelan prison called Tren de Aragua, amongst other little gangs and cartels all around. Now, he uses groups like this to help police the citizens. They bully people around. They help him keep his order. And, they also run drugs. They're involved in sex trafficking. And all that goes for government profit. While his citizens live with lack of proper housing, terrible food and water sources. They deal with rolling blackouts constantly. On top of the stolen elections, government run news and TV propaganda. Any opponents face prison time, forced disappearances, or even death in some cases. Now, when it comes to the oil, yeah, we seized a few tankers. And yeah, we are doing this for oil, as I've said. At the end of the day, if America's not going to profit, I don't think they're going to do much. But we aren't stealing the oil. We are still keeping the previous arrangement we had with Venezuela. We are sending American companies over there to extract the oil. The American companies are going to invest in the project. They're going to get a return after the sanctions that were used to try and force Maduro out before we had to go snag him out of there. And the United States and Venezuela will increase profits off the oil that these companies are going to go extract. Now, when it comes to regime change, I got to agree with you. We don't really have the best track record for that. But if you look at some of the places like Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, uh, these places all practice Sharia law. I've talked a lot about Sharia law. I don't think freedom, freedom and oppression can't coexist. Neither can democracy and Sharia law. If your wife has to be wrapped up from head to toe before she leaves the house, that's not freedom. That's not democracy. Those type of regime changes just aren't going to work. The Venezuelan people are more like Americans. They actually want change. They want free and fair elections. They want their government to take care of them like they're supposed to do. Look out for their best interests, not just line their pockets and send thugs around to smack people around. So I think this regime change might actually have a better outcome than some of the past ones. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene says Mexico is a bigger threat than Venezuela when it comes to drugs, and I agree with her. I wouldn't mind seeing an end to these drugs coming in here. It really sucks that addiction is so big around here. So maybe Mexico should be next on Donald Trump's list. Uh, Nonetheless, even after that, you have threats coming in from the Colombian president, Gustavo Petro. He's been calling out Trump, saying this is unfair. And I mean, a lot of drugs come from Colombia. A lot of these terror groups, even Maduro was using, was coming from Colombia. Maybe it's time for Mr. Petro to fuck around and find out too. uh, leave me some comments down below. If you like the things I talk about on here, America, give my channel a like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you later, America.